Deep pressure massage, you're providing input to the muscles as well.
When Tamzid came to my school, he was not feeding himself at all. It was all, something not familiar to him. But when he left, he was able to feed himself. Tamzid has been giving me picture symbols of chips, that he wants chips. And this is called picture exchange communication. Oh, you're not gonna sit down. You want more chips? I want more chips. No? You want chips, right? Okay.
Tamzid first started his therapies with personal touch. At the same time, I started my LLM program at the New York University School of Law. So it was very challenging for me at that time because I was doing the mother's job and at the same time I was going to the school. Eventually what happened that the therapists were working with Tamzid with different balancing issues, like he was very afraid to walk by himself. One of the things they were trying with Tamzid was a huge ball. It's like an exercise ball.
A lot of children, when they first start walking, hold their arms like this because they're stabilizing their upper body. Otherwise, they're going to feel like they're going to fall. So they're holding themselves up. So you want to eventually get the arms away from the body so that they're, you want to make their muscles strong enough and you want them to feel confident enough so that, if they happen to fall, they could actually hold their upper body up. So that's how the ball can help with, strengthening the upper body muscles to help with walking.
All the time in the back of my mind, I was thinking whether Tamzid is going to walk in his lifetime or anything like that. So I was very upset. One day I was coming back from my school. It was a very long day. Anyhow, by that time I reached my door. I rang the bell. Fahim, my husband, he came to the door and opened it. He stopped me in the door. He said, "Rola, I have a surprise for you." I didn't pay much attention to that. I just looked at him. Then he said, "Look in front of you." I looked back and I couldn't believe my eyes. Tamzid was really walking without any support, without anything. He just started walking. I was stunned. I was in the doorway and I just kept looking, and by that time Tamzid reached me. I just gave him a big hug and yeah, my dream came true. That's the best moment of my life. That Tamzid really walked. Actually, it is the best moment so far.
পঙ্খিরা যে ফিরবে মানি আশা জাগে মনে মা মোছাবো চোখের ধারা মা মাগো মোছাবো চোখের ধারা করব মাগো বিশ্বজয় মানি হাঁটি হাঁটি যায় স্বপ্ন পূরণ হবে মা পথ ছেড়া মা পথ ছেড়া।
After Tamzid finished his early intervention, he was about 3 years old and he started his preschool with CUSAC. CUSAC is a phenomenal school. They have structured the programs as per need of each student.
Do this. That's doing what I do. Do this. That's doing what I do, Dominic. Do this. That's doing what I do.
There are 3 different function levels. We have the low functioning children, the mid to high functioning children, and the very high functioning children.
Show me blue. That's blue, Dominic.
You will also notice that these children get reinforced by treats in a larger rate as other children in another classroom. These children get reinforced almost continuously and constantly reinforced with the treats that they like.
Hi! Look at me when you're talking. Look here. Hi, look! Let me show you. Show me mouth. Excellent, give me 5. Give me 5, excellent, I like how you're working.
Put your right hand in, you put your right hand out, you put your right hand in, and you shake it all about. Hold hands. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about.
At that time, like 4 therapists were coming at home. They were trying a lot of things. One was the speech therapist, another one was the physical therapist. There was a behavioral analyst, and there was the occupational therapist. He used to come in the evening, and he used to bring a lot of toys with him. So all of them had music and lights on them. And I started noticing that Tamzid is responding to those music so greatly.
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a chicken, E-I-E-I-O.
Music is a form of communication. It's another language. And what it does is it facilitates a stimulation in a portion of the brain for many of our children that are on the spectrum that have autism.
One day, I bought a small piano for Tamzid, and he loved it so much. Before, he never even touched a toy. But this one, he was holding it the whole day, he's playing it, and he wouldn't let it go.
Autistic children need to socialize because it's one of the most important aspects of their survival, basically. They need to learn how to interact with their peers because it's what they're lacking in their abilities, and this is one of the main characteristics of an autistic child.
When we go to any social event, I take Tamzid with me so that he can mix up with people and with the children. He tries to be friendly with them. He goes near to all the kids and all the tables. But people don't understand because Tamzid don't talk. He cannot express himself. He just tries to be near them.
As Tamzid's sister, it's really hard for me to watch other kids treat him like he's something else, like he's an alien or an animal. Whenever we go to a restaurant or something, people look at him like he's another creature from another planet.
And people, what they do, either they push him away or they give him a very ugly look. Sometimes they even come to me with a complaint.
Is a program that was designed to help autistic children. It's important for them to socialize because it's their way of relating to the world, to their peers, and to other people who are out there. And the program's divided into different activities of the day. And it runs from 9 in the morning to 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And every hour, you have to be very consistent in socialization goals. You have to be consistent with these autistic children to have them do one activity after another. You have to provide verbal prompting, physical prompting to some of them who are more profound or severely autistic. But it's basically to interact with a wide variety of autistic children, everybody who's on the spectrum, whether you're lower functioning or higher functioning, and to basically exist in that group. And to just be, you're an individual, but you exist, that's your cohort, that's your group that you hang out with.
The art really helps the children with autism engage in a social atmosphere. It helps them to relate to something else besides themselves. It helps them to connect to their peers, share ideas, exchange those ideas, and be able to communicate and interact. One of the activities that I did with the children today was building with straws and connectors. The straws and connectors almost act like a metaphor for the children connecting to their counterpart, their social partner that was sitting next to them, and it helps them to work together to create one big structure. So what art therapy does is allow them to come together on a nonverbal ground where they can connect with each other and make eye contact, which is one of the biggest difficulties that this type of child with this diagnosis has.
Trying to visualize the brain of a child with autism, it's almost like the framework of a computer. And so the computer has very specific pieces. It's almost like a repetitive piece. The brain for a child with autism looks somewhat like that. So it kind of absorbs that patterning that you find in musical frames and notes. And so again, you're seeing the ebb and the flow, and the brain is absorbing it, and it's able to put it back out again in a way that's very succinct. And it's a form of communication.
One day, we went to a friend's house. Tamsit was with us. That friend of ours had a grand piano in his living room. What Tamsit did, he just walked to the piano, sat down, and started playing it. We were stunned because Tamsit never before saw a grand piano, but he was playing it just like he has seen it so many times.
Well, in this society, whether you're Indian, Chinese, African, whatever you are, one of the biggest prejudices that we run into is denial. The parents are not willing to accept that there's something not per se wrong with their child, but something different about their child. And every culture handles it differently. For the Indian culture, they don't believe that this is a disorder. They believe that it's karma, and that it's something that they're paying for, again, from their past life. One Indian family that I had to work with, the household consisted of 3 siblings, a mom and dad, and the grandmother. The mom's a nurse, a very educated woman who has to go to work to pay the bills. Dad's a banker. And neither of them really know how to deal with their autistic child. Grandma is supposed to take care of all 3 children, do the laundry, cook, clean, and basically get dinner ready when mom and dad comes home. That's her job. And she has no idea how to deal with him, so she decides to tie him to the foot of a table just to keep him quiet and so that he can just stay there and not move around in the house because he gets into things just like any toddler would. But this child did not know